Another trade to pass along from today around the National Hockey League as Pierre-Luc Dubois is on the move again. Only 1 year with the Kings. Now going to the Caps, Corey, straight up for another goalie who's changing teams. Darcy Kuemper won the Cup with Colorado, has struggled in the net for the Caps, now going to Los Angeles. Let's start with Pierre-Luc Dubois. Can he finally find a home? This is already now his fourth team.
Yeah, that's the concerning part. You said it right there. I'm concerned about him as a player. Again, not to knock on the guy, but you know, he wanted out of Columbus. He wanted out of Winnipeg. He got to LA where he wanted. He got the long-term deal he wanted. Really underperformed this year. So I'm not sure what evidence we have of him turning into the player we all think he's going to become or could become. Washington obviously sees it. I think they're taking a huge risk here. I know he's a 25-year-old kid, but on your fourth team where he seems to not be happy or productive wherever he goes, that's a huge risk. This is less about Darcy Kuemper. He's a solid cup-winning goalie. LA needs a goalie. But for me, the fact that they were able to unload this contract without giving anything else up, no sweeteners, no picks, no prospects, I didn't think that'd be possible, let alone getting a serviceable goalie back in return. So for me, I think it's a huge gamble by the Capitals. And if it pays off, yeah, it looks great. But if he doesn't work out at $8.5 million for the next 7 years, I mean, man, that can set your franchise back. So I think this is a huge win for LA. It's a net loss in terms of what they gave up to Winnipeg, but in the short term, as a sunk cost that they viewed him as, this is a win. Another
variable to this trade, Caps obviously say, hey, Charlie Lindgren's our goalie.
Right.
And I'm always fascinated how an organization determines, okay, Charlie, you're our guy. 50 games played last year, most he's ever played in a single season. By far the best year he's ever had, but he's in his low 30s. How do you assess, as an organization, say, okay, no more Darcy Kuemper, Charlie Lindgren's our guy? What's the calculus that goes into that decision?
It's a great observation. I think they're taking a risk. They're taking another risk with that. I love the Charlie Lindgren story last year. I played against him in the minors as he was in his late 20s, and the fact he's here and did what he did, I think, is remarkable. But you said, is it repeatable? And I think sometimes, too, as a goalie, when you know you have that safety net behind you, you play a little more freely because you say, hey, if it doesn't work out for me, we got somebody else, and Darcy Kuemper who can come in. They've taken that safety net out from underneath Charlie Lindgren. And he's an older guy. He's not a young kid. Like you said, he's in his early 30s, so he can handle it mentally and emotionally. But they now have to go out and, I think, get another 1B type guy, either in free agency or a trade, or unless they have somebody in the system that they really like to come play that role. But it's a small sample size with Charlie Lindgren. So, again, they're taking another risk here in terms of, you know, anointing him as the #1 guy for the foreseeable future.
Now, when you talk about sample size, there's a large sample size for Darcy Kuemper.
Yeah.
How's his fit, do you think, with the Kings?
I think it's fine. Again, I think it's, you know, he had a down year last year. He obviously won the Stanley Cup with Colorado with a great team in front of him. I've always liked the way he plays the game. He's calm, he's efficient, he's under control. You know, and I think he'll give them some stability in net. They've been searching for it ever since Cal Peterson didn't work out. They got rid of Jonathan Quick, obviously. They don't feel that Cam Talbot or David Rittich is the answer long term. Again, Cam Talbot's my age, a little bit older, a little different situation. So, I mean, I think they're expecting him to, you know, be a Vezina finalist. You know, that's probably not what he is at this point. But if they're saying, hey, we need a veteran guy who can be stable and reliable in front of this team that we're building, and we play good defense, I think you could have something here. So, again, at the cost of unloading that contract, I think it's a no-brainer. It's a grand slam for them. You say, hey, we'll ride with Darcy, and we know what we're getting in him at least, and we'll figure the rest out from there.
All right, guess what? Other moves as well.